Base Ahmad is the Kafal from the base. So it's just starting from the bottom of Kafal from the it's a new Mishnah. Mishnah goes like this. Nazir yain kol hayom. Nazir was drinking wine the entire day. Ein chayav el achas. There was a hasra at the beginning. And now he's drinking wine for the entire day. One drink, another drink, another drink. How many malchus does he get? So the Mishnah says only one malchus. Right? Because it was just one hasra, and therefore, different biurim in the Rishonim exactly why. Pashtos is one hasra. The way Rashi, I think, in other Masechtas learns, there's no Rashi or Ivan over here. The way Rashi learns in other Masechtas is that he can always tie it that maybe he forgot. The hasra has to be toichtei dib of the ma'aser. So the fact he's drinking wine the entire day is not connected to the hasra at the beginning of the day. So he's only chayav one. Amru le'al tish tal tish. However, if they gave him multiple hasras, yeah, don't drink. Then he's chayav in every drink that he has, which is preceded by a hasra. Similar idea. He was a nazir. Yes, no matter if he was a kohen as well. We're talking about a nazir. He's metamel meisim kol hayom ein chayav ela achas. He's only chayav one. There's one hasra. But amr le'al tamal tatame. If they tell him multiple times, don't be matama, and he goes and he stays and he goes and be matama, so then matama chayav kol achas. Hayim megaleh kol hayom. Someone was shaving his beard. Or for that matter, his payas. I think it means his beard. Yeah. Kol hayom ein chayav. It's the nazir. So it's the nazir. Still by the nazir. Yeah. Nazir shesh yain. Tamal meisim. The nazir not allowed to cut his hair. He was cutting his hair. Hayim megaleh kol hayom ein chayav la achas. Amle altik alek altik alek. Umegaleh chayav kol achas. Again. Let's discuss why you need all three cases. We're not going to go into that now. But the general idea is that one hasra can only go on ma'aser, which is directly after the following the hasra. But if he continues doing multiple ma'asim, we don't say that the early hasra goes on all the ma'asim unless there's multiple hasra. There's multiple hasra, so then he can be chayav for each ma'aser which was preceded by hasra. Now we're not talking about a nazir anymore. Stam a guy was wearing kilayim. Ein chayav elo achas. He gave one asrar. He's wearing kilayim, the shatnez the whole day. He's just chayav one. Amru loy al tilbash. However, if you tell him don't wear the kilayim and he keeps on taking off his clothes and putting them back on, so then chayav kolachas v'achas because there's multiple asrais and multiple ma'asim of wearing the kilayim. So Zash how you love kilayim echol min ashut b'loy nazir. I'm having to know about nazir by the wine, by the ma'asim, by the cutting one's hair, the gilua. Kilayim is any person. Now we go to another situation. It's a long rivan over there. It's a famous Gemara, which is Mishnah, which is quoted in other places. I thought it was more than one place. And so Shasi is Matzayin to Pesachim. I thought it was in other places as well. Okay, upon him, it's quoted in Pesachim. Yesh chayrish talem echad v'chayv mishum shmeina lavan. Here's like a exercise in how many lavan can you get through one act. So it says the Mishnah that you can be chayrish, you can plow one talem. The English translation is exactly one area of a field. And when you plow, you can be over 8 lavin at the same time, not because you're doing 8 different lavin. How so? So he explains. You're being chayrish with the shoy and the chamay. Now, there's a lav of loisachas b'shoy b'chamay yachta, that's called kilei behema, yeah? Not to use a shoy and chamay together. That's one lav. Vehein mukdashin. Now they're both mukdash and they're holy. Rabbi will explain exactly how, and the Rishonim argue about exactly what pshat is. But let's just say Shor and Chamor is one. Hein mukdash, and both the Shor is hekdesh in some way, holy in some way, and the Chamor is holy. So that's one lav on each is 3. But kilayim bekarim, you're not just plowing with a Shor and a Chamor, which is kilei behema. You're also plowing seeds. Through your plowing, you're being zireh kilayim. We'll soon see exactly how that works. But you kilei akarim. That's number 4. V'shvius, it's shmita. You're not allowed to, you're not allowed to work your field in shmita. That's number 5. The yom tov, it's yom tov, so that's number 6. Okay. The kohen, the nazir b'veis hatumah, and he's both a kohen and a nazir, and he's in the beis hatumah. He's a place where there's kvarim. So that's another 2. Kohen, okay. So that's how you get 8. He's doing one act. And with this one act of plowing, he's over 8 lavin. Hanani ben Chachinoy says, why 8? You got to make 9. How? He's also wearing kilayim at the same time. He's wearing shatnez. Amr the Chacham said, what do you mean? I mean, You could do all sorts of other things at the same time. That doesn't make it more. Hashem, it's not the same Maisa that he's doing. He happens to be wearing kilayim. So Amra Lahem. So Amra Lahem meaning should we Amra Lahem? Sorry, yeah. The Chacham said to him, Einei Hashem. Amra Lahem Chanani ben Chachinoi said, even the fact he's a Nazir and a Kohen, for that matter. Yeah, it doesn't just mean Nazir, even if the fact he's also not part of the story. He's plowing. For plowing, he's getting 6. Then there's another problem. He's also Beis HaKvar. So the Mefarshim explain that no, it is maybe it's the Mefarshim or the Gemara. I think the Mefarshim explain, that what will the Chacham say back? The Chacham will say back like this: when you plow, you need to be with the plow, right? So the fact that the Klein is pushing the Hamas and he's going into the Beis HaKvar is part of the act of plowing. He's moving along with the plow and he's going to the Beis HaKvar. Wearing shanas has nothing to do with it. It could be wearing anything. It's not part of the Ma'aseh Charisha. So that's how they connect. Okay.
Having a bit.
Yeah. Well, not having a bit. Yeah, in this case. Okay. Says Rashi. Rivan, sorry. We did the one over, okay, it's the top of the Amud. Yesh Chayish Talmud. So let's go through. Yesh Oiver B'lei Sachar B'Shoy B'Chamor. V'Nilkatim Olav Yisurim Hari B'Yis Lavu. Someone could plow B'Shoy B'Chamor. It's one lab, but he gets a whole bunch of other Yisurim together. We don't do a situation where he's using multiple ox and multiple donkeys. You could actually get more lab in. That's not what we're looking at. We're looking at different types of lab. Okay? Even so, that would be very Nilkatim Yisurim Hari B'Lav. We're looking for not multiple of the one type, we're looking for many lavin of many different lavin. So that's Shiur Chamayim. We're trying to collect extra lavin over the lav of Klein. So the Mukdashim. The Gemara is going to explain. It's talking about b'choir. You're using a b'choir to plow, which you're not allowed to do. You're not allowed to have enough from the b'choir. I go to the We're talking about a situation, according to this pshat, that the two lavin of Mukdashin is that the Shiur is a b'choir, and the Chamoir is Petach Chamoir. Chamoir itself, right? Petach Chamoir tiv b'sar. So it's Petach Chamoir. Right? There's a lav leisav b'choir. Now the problem is that leisav b'choir is talking beferish about b'choir of a kashrah, b'choir Shiur, not Petach Chamoir. So how do you get so? This is going according to Yehuda. Dama pei kama de b'choiras. Pet Chamoy also Banad the Bichlal Loisav. See the Gemara over there. The Rabbi actually explains. Rabbi got the Bichlal to Bechor Shorcha. You Dorish le Bechor Shorcha le Moti Shutfus. Le Moti Pet Chamoy. This is Bechor Shorcha. It's coming to Moti Shutfus, but it includes Pet Chamoy. It doesn't exclude Pet Chamoy. So therefore, that's shot number one. That the Heim Mukdashin is talking about the Shiur is a Bechor Shiur and the Chamoy is Pet Chamoy. And that's how you have two lavin. You're working, you're not allowed to have enough from a Pet Chamoy or from a Chosha. Another pshat, because the Torah it's a bit of a doich, it says going to be Yehuda. There are some who say the Pet Chamoy is not Asa by Nasif, so what's Heim Mukdashin? So you're using B'chosha, what's Heim Mukdashin? He says like this, you must need to command them, my Pet Chamoy, Mehacha. Goes back Zayin. Shiur Chamoy Diktani, it's extra love. The Shiur Chamoy Diktani must be lav daf. It says Shiur Chamoy, it's lav daf. It doesn't have to be Shiur Chamoy. Really, no, it doesn't have to. It's not Shiur Chamoy because then you wouldn't. The Shiur Sekam. It's not a Shiur Sek. It's a bechor of both. I do not Chamoy. Should listen to the Rabbi Klein says Shiur Chamoy. It's true with all types. You say Shiur Chamoy because the lav of the Shiur Chamoy says clearly Shiur Chamoy. It means any two different types of behemoths. And if it's a Shiur, and really it's talking about Shiur Sek, and that's how you get to. Hey, Mukdashin two lavin, one for Bechor Shiur, one for the set, which is also Bechor. Okay, why are we saying that you're just working in a Bechor? Why can't we say a different trap, which I think other Shayim Taka and saying or suggest that there's a Hana from a Hektish, both have a Hizbin Meila. Loy lucky, why? The Bechor lav bar Meila with the Mom and Kain. There's no lav for that because Bechor is not considered bar Meila because it's Mom and Kain. The email the culture gavai. Meal is only mamish by karbanis which belong to the Eibush, to the culture Hashem. The email of b'chor ela b'nanim and amrum achas zikas adamim b'hanim gavai. Only after the zikas adamim, then if you have enough from those parts of the b'chor which is going up on the kamuzbeach, so it's like gavaya, then there'll be meila. But there's no meila over here in this case by the b'chor before it's been offered up. What in the whole culture kalam culture yesh lo meila fezi kadam do gavai. Similarly, meaning to say that this principle of when it's legavoya there's meila, but not when there's not legavoya, it tells me that the kachim kalim kachim there's meila dafkin if nezik damim, because then it's legavoya. Aval misha nizik adam zachu bam kainim mishochem gavoya, then it becomes the kainim because they're allowed to eat it. Similarly, we see clearly in Hashanah, the Gemara says that the b'shayfa shel oila lo yitkav taka yatsa. Use a shayfa shel oila, you're not to care. Im taka yatsa, why? I'm going to explain. Yeah, but b'shayfa shel shlamim lo yitkav taka lo yatsa. B'shayfa shel shlamim is different. You're not allowed to take be blown. If you do, then you're not yet. So what's the difference? In my time, he says that it's oila the bas me'ila, oila is me'ila kiven the mal bon after the As soon as you moil, so you've been over allowed at that point. So mitzvah ovation, whatever. You're not allowed to be tekeh. Let's put it that way. But once you moil, so it goes to chulin after your yoitza. Shlamim the lav name ina ninu lein afkil chulin. However, shlamim, which are not b'nei me'ila because belongs to the kainim. So then you're not allowed to use it. But if you do, you're not going to be yoitza because lein afkil chulin. It's still shy to hektish. So Me'ila isn't totally in the holy status of it. It's to do with whether it's moment gavoya or not. Shaykh legavoya or not. Okay, so now back to the Mishnah, explaining the Mishnah. So the Chayyush Talim Ma'acha, the Chayv Allah Mishum Shemayin Alam. The Chayyush B'Shayv B'Chamar, there's Kilei Akar. Mukdashin is two more. Two different pshatim in the Rivan, whether Mukdashin means it's B'Chor Shai and Petach Hamar, or B'Chor Shai and a B'Chor Seh. And even though it says Shayv B'Chamar, it means Shayv Seh. So that's three. Now we get to Kilei Mekam. Kilei Mekam, the Mechasi Bahadi the Azel. So the Shail obviously is just a second. Klein became is only when you sow Klein, right? And here you're plowing. So why are you being over? So Rashi explained based on the Gemara that it's talking about a situation where the seed's already in the ground. When you plow, you're covering the ground, and that's considered zireh. The mechase bahadi the azel, I believe, mechapet kazireh. Let's double check my guys. The chayim mishum zireh. Chayim mishum zireh. Mechase bahadi the azel mechapet. When you plowing, you're covering the seeds, and you chayim mishum zireh. When you cover the seeds, that's considered zireh because the seeds are there, and you're kind of basically putting the seeds in the ground by plowing because you're covering the seeds with soil. That's Klein Bekarim, which I believe is number 4. Or Vishvias, Nami Mishum Zireh Bishvias, also has to be because of being Zireh Bishvias. Sad Chaloi Sizr, Bekarim Chaloi Sizmer. It's Karisha also Bishvias, I think there's different days. The Yom Tov, the Ka'avet Charisha be Yom Tov. Yom Tov you don't have to get to the Zireh per se. It's just you're doing the Charisha, you can just explain it. Keep short. The Gemara will explain just a second. Why don't you get 2? One for Charisha and Yom Tov, one for Zireh and Yom Tov. Plowing plus you being also a little mechapi, you're covering the seeds. The Gemara is going to address that question. But at the moment, we're just saying is 1. Right? He's going he's following his machrasha. I think Rivan is trying to explain why is it connected to the plowing, because that's what you're doing. You're helping the process of plowing by going behind it. And you're in the Bakum Tum and you're kind of nazar. Says Chanani ben Chachinoi, even Aloyvish Kelaim, says the Chachamim to him, what do you mean, Einoi Hashem? I go to that class. Einoi Hashem, Ein Lav, Zen Nilkatal Mishum Charisha, Mishum doesn't do the act of plowing. So he said back to him, if that's the case, then nor is the Kohen and the Nazir. After Nazir the Kohen can't relate the Ein Hashem, Ein Lav Shlei Bala Mishum Charisha, Mishum Knis Shlei Makom Tum. Okay, like I said in the first, we'll answer that well. There's a difference. Being in the basic Charisha is part of the Charisha. Wearing shandals isn't part of the act of Charisha. Says the Gemara, back in the Gemara, inside. The Gemara is being Mesiachas too. Before we get to Yesh Charish Talamecha, we said, Hayelavish Bekilayim Kalayoim, Ein Chayev Elachas, Amru Lo Al Tilvash, So Pasha V'Levish Chayev Kalachas Lachas. Pasha Pshat in the Mishnah is that the guy is taking the Kilayim off, putting it back on, and then there's Asra, and so on and so forth. And only if you take, so the Gemara says it's not necessarily true. Amar Rabbi Rabbi Yosi, the Bibi in the name of Rabbi Yosi said, according to other groups, says Amar of Asi, Loi Poisha V'Loivish Mamish. You have to read like this, yeah. At the back says Loi Poisha V'Loivish Mamish. Elo Afilu Machdis Omoitzi Beishat Unklish. You don't literally have to take off the clothes and put it back on, but if you take out the sleeve and put it back in, that's already considered a new levish. Machi V'Achobeder Ika Yuliv Achobeder Ika made a what's the word? Actually showed, he made a demonstration, yeah, and he held that your mamish have to mamish put the clothes on and off. Like Rashi says, the Yuliv Rivan says the Yuliv Afukim mamish. Maskana the Gemara follows the shit of Rabbi Ashi. Ashi Amar people lo show how to shit lo b'shchayim. What's the lumdas exactly? You have to think into it, but the machlokes Amiram over here, where the mamish have to put your clothes back on. According to the middle shitta, which is the first shitta, said you need to at least take the sleeve and put it back in. And according to the halacha, which follows Rav Ashi, is no, as long as there's enough time to take the clothes off and put it back on, you can already be chayav a new a new Aveira, a new Malchus, provided that there was a Hasra at each juncture. In other words, there was often enough, there was a Hasra. Okay. Says Rivan. You take your hand and put it in the sleeve. That's also considered taking off the clothes and putting it back on. That's the second day. The third day is that no, as long as you just stay that amount of time, so it's good even. Okay. Yesh Chayrish Talim. Now we get to Yesh Chayrish Talim, and we spoke about the fact that Kilayim Bekaram, Yoiva for Kilayim Bekaram. Shaila is why. Right? We already saw the Rivan who says that covering the seeds that's considered zireh, but you haven't seen the Rivan. Gemara, didn't see the Rivan. Rav didn't see the Rivan. Rav Yana is bothered by the question, or what the discussion of the Gemara is going to be. Just a second. You're not sowing, you're plowing. It's a plowing in preparation for kilayim. What's going on exactly? So Rav Yana b'chabura nimnu v'gamru. In the chabura, when they were discussing this mission, they came to the conclusion, discussing this topic. When they're discussing this topic, somebody who doesn't actually put the seeds of the kilayim in, but he even just covers the kilayim, covers the seeds with soil. He's like, I'm a little Rabbi Yochanan. I'm a little Rabbi Yochanan. Telling me it's a ganze chiddush that b'chabura nimnu v'gamru says Rabbi Yochanan la mishnah seidu the Farish Mishnah. Yesh Chayrish Talim. You're plowing a field. B'chayv al mishum shvoy lam and Chayrish b'shay b'chamoy v'migdash meklayim b'karim. Hi Chayrish de b'chayv mishum klayim heichem mishkakas la. How can you have a situation when you're plowing when you're going to be chayav? Lav the michsi ba'adei da'azu. Isn't it the only heikatimts would be when you're covering the seeds, when you be mechapa, you're covering the seeds with the soil while you're plowing. Otherwise, you're not being zireyah. So in other words, why you and Biana have to say covering the seeds is considered putting the seeds in? The Chor's muchach from the Mishnah. Mishnah is Chayrish Talamachal. There's no Isab Charisha V'Kilayim. This is real. So it must be that Haifa. It must be talking about Haifa. That's the only option. That's Rabbi Yochanan's taina to Rabbi Yana. Yeah, Amar Lahen says by us for the Amar Lei. As the guy said, that's the Rabbi Yochanan's response to Rabbi Yana. Right? So what does Rabbi Yana says back to him? Amar Lei. Yeah, that if not for the fact that you were I don't know the exact translation, but means we would have found this diamond. In other words, if not for you, I wouldn't Oh, let's see the Rivan. Sorry, it's not like that. Okay. Let's see the Rivan. We'll go back a second. The Dloy Higbati, not for the fact that I lifted up this chaspa, in other words, I uncovered the chaspa is like the earthenware or something like that. Yeah. If I didn't lift up this piece of earthenware, you wouldn't have found the diamond. So that if I didn't tell you this, then have it's very nice. In other words, what Rabbi is saying to him, very nice for you to be saying, isn't this in the Mishnah? But I was megalatu, this is a possible shot in the Mishnah. Once I was megalatu, this was one of the possible shots in the Mishnah, you come and tell me, oh well, that's the Mishnah. Very nice. There's other options of learning the Mishnah. Now that I said it, you type shalois and you say pack the Mishnah is saying. What was Pshat? Because you could learn it differently. Wow, and he's going to explain. If not for the fact that Biane praised you and said that your pshat is good, and that's taka pshat in the Mishnah. I would have said a different pshat in the Mishnah. Masnisin mani Rabbi Kiva. I would say the Mishnah taka choifa when you cover seeds, that's not considered zireh. And for covering seeds, you're not chayav kilayim. The reason why it's okay over here is for a different reason. Mani Rabbi Kiva dama mekayim kilayim like it. Shit, Rabbi Kiva likes to know. Rabbi Kiva holds that mekayim kilayim. If you see kilayim and you just keep them there, you don't take them away. You uphold the kilayim, so to speak. You like it. How do you see this? My Rabbi Kiva, the Tanya, we have a brayso. The brayso goes like this: Menachesh from mechapah kilayim, like someone who's menachesh weeds out. He's weeding out thing, and mechapah kilayim, or he's right. He's leaving the kilayim seeds there, but he's weeding right. He's weeding out the other stuff. Mechapah always covering the seeds. Like he's like Kiva me'afah mekayim. Now, by the way, you have to read it. The way they left it there, he keeps it there. The way this price is read, by the way, is not, it's machlokes. You'll see in the Rivan clearly, but I have to explain it now already. It's all Rabbi Kiva. Yeah, the reason why Mechapa is loika is because you're being Mekayim. My time of the Rabbi Kiva. Tani Sod Chaloi says Kilaim. Any other say Rem Kaim Minayin. How the Kaim Tamaloima Kilaim Sod Chaloi. Could have said it differently. Could have said what's the Lashon Apostle? Lashon Apostle is like this. Because it's Shmor. Behem Chaloi Sabri Kilaim. Sod Chaloi says Kilaim. I didn't have to say Kilaim again. You could have said Behem Chaloi Sabri. So Sod Chaloi Sizra, Klein. Where that the Klein in the middle, Klein Sod Chaloi means you're not allowed to be Mekai in the Klein. Okay. Let's see the Rivam. The Chabur, nearly Yom Asif, Yom Badi, Lam Shkoy Chabur, they have a meeting, gathering, which we call Chabur Eloi, we said ready, Party, Mim Shkak Magnis, the Lab Amr Chav Amos, Thursday, the Mekai, Klein, Mishim, Mishim Mekai, the Shav Elok, you're leaving it there, you're not taking it. You love the calls of Rabbi Rabbi. If Rabbi wouldn't have placed you, have a Mekim, Masnis, the Mekai, the Chodesh, the Klein, the Mishum Mekai, no Rabbi. I would say like this. The Vart is like this. There's two different options over in the Mishnah. The Mishnah says you chayav for chayrish. Yeah? Chayav for chayrish kalayim. What are we talking about? There's two options. One is maybe chayav because of zireya, because mechape is zireya. That's one pshat. Mechape is zireya. Another pshat, no. Mechape isn't zireya. Mechape is not considered zireya. Let's say you need zireya. Let's say it's a certain type of situation where you need that to be a class. The mechape wouldn't be called zireya. Covering seeds is not zireya. Why does the Mishnah say that you chayav for being chayrish? It's not because mechape, because you be mekayim the kilayim. Automatically, mechape is going to be mekayim, but it's not because mechape is zireya. It's because of there's two lamed. There's two halakim of the lab. Sod chaloi sizra, and then because it says sod kilayim sod chaloi, it's a drasha. We know you're not allowed to be mekayim kilayim. It's Rabbi Kiva. But if you say the Mishnah is Rabbi Kiva, then it could be the chachamim would hold. In other words, we passing like the chachamim, or if we would passing like the chachamim, then they would say that look, you wouldn't be chayiv for being chayrish, even though you be mechaper, because mechaper is not zereh. So Rabbi Yana is chiddush is. And Rabbi Yochanan, who says La Mishnah Seini, Kiddush is that Pshat in the Mishnah is that the reason why you chayav is because of Zeriyah. The other nafkamin is, I guess, when you need Zeriyah and you don't have Zeriyah. So when you need, will chayav be considered Zeriyah? So that's what we said. That if not for Rabbi Yana and Rabbi Yochanan, we would say that the Mishnah is taken Rabbi Kiva, and the reason why you're being like is not because chayav is because Zeriyah covering the seas is considered sowing. It's taken not sowing, but because Kilayim, there's two issues. It could be Zeriyah, it could be Mekayim, and our Mishnah be Mekayim. Yeah, let's see the way the Rivan says inside. I love the Kalsa Kavar Rabbi Yana. Have a Mekinum Masnis in the Mechai Becharish Kilayim Shumekayim. Our Mishnah would say because Mekayim Kebekiv. A man the Isle Bekayim Bekilayim Potter, but the other man the Chacham who argue the Bekiver, who say the Mekayim Bekilayim Potter would point to Nami Bemchapa. The attack say Mechapa is Potter covering the seas. However, Rabbi Yana kills sich. Rabbi Yana praised you. The Hoydelachani was masking to you. The Mechapa Shimishum Zrei Mechai Bekulam. The mechap is takim is chayav to everybody, right? With the kamar Rabbi Yana mechap b'kayim loike, but loike amar mekayim b'kilayim loike. Shema no, the other thing mechap b'kayim. Mechap is better than mekayim because mechap is a kula amar. Mechap is a kizerei choshev lei b'chayav b'kula amar. B'chi amas lei loy mishna seini hoydel dvorach. He was asking you sheyof amas. He loved the calls, but he didn't praise you. Have amina. Tam d'mastis mishna mekayim. How was the reason the mission because mekayim? Mekayim b'kilayim loike l'bekiva. V'chein b'shvius. Mishum chodesh mechayev leitaned d'mastis. And similarly by Shvius, the reason why Mechayev is because of Chayrish, not because of and so we love the calls have many times Mastis Mishum Mekayim. Mekayim Bekilayim Loika is became B'Shvius Mishum Chayrish Mechayev L'Tanu Mastis. And B'Shvius is nothing to do with the because of Chayrish. Man the Potter Mekayim Potter now with Mechayev. Because the Shvius is taka Yochayim and Karisha, but the Klein Yochayim is Zriyah. So the only way of explaining is either Mechap is being Zriyah or Mekayim. So if not for Rabbi Yana and Rabbi Yochanan, says Rish Lakish, I would have said that the Mishnah is going like Rabbi Kiva, and according to the Mandam who doesn't go like Rabbi Kiva, Mechap Bekilayim will taka not be Loika, because Mechap is not considered Zriyah. And the only reason why the Mishnah is saying Yochayim is because it's going like Rabbi Kiva and it's because of the being Mekayim. Okay. My Rabbi Kiva, right in the Rivan. Tanya Menachesh Rabbi Chav Loiko Sinem Ditnan Bryce Siv Lemish. Okay, it's Bryce. Menachesh Rabbi Chav Kaim Loiko Rabbi Kiva Oim Af Mekayim. So here the Rivan says what I said earlier. That Kol Rabbi Kiva coming. That's all Rabbi Kiva talking. Menachesh Rabbi Chav Kaim Loika Dimekayim Ush Rabbi Kiva. How come Shani Rabbi Meikot? Rabbanon the Pliga led Rabbi Kiva. Svir Lu Mechapa Ein Loika. Rabbanon who argue Rabbi Kiva hold the Mechapa is Taka not Loika by Klein. The man to patim mekayim, patim mechapa. In other words, he's explaining it in the Havamim, and now that we know that mechapa v'kilayim is taka yaloika, so then you could taka explain that this price is taka menachash mechapa v'kilayim loika tanakama because mechapa is kezereya. The kivus is after mekayim. I don't know. I'm not sure why you have to look in the Gemara Moed Katan. But it is what he's saying over there. Moed Katan explains that Rabban argued with Kiva, whole mechapa is taka not loika. Because if you put from Mekayim, then you put from Chapas. On Menachas Oikas Avrok, they should do Acherim. Yoisa Loike the Chashav Kuzerek. You weed out the bad weeds in order that the others should grow. That's considered like being Zerek. Hem Cholis Arbe Kilayim, Shad Cholis is Shizra Kilayim. That's the passage. Shamin Lehachi Kilayim Sad Cholai. The way we get to Mekayim, the way Rabbi Kiva learns Mekayim is because it says Kilayim Sad Cholai. The Krin Lemi Pashli Drash. How so? It says I goes back off. Have a motzi the michtav, guys. No changing here. Have a motzi michtav behem tchol kilayim lo yisarbia. They put the kilayim before. Why they put the kilayim in between behem tchol lo yisarbia and sadcha? To be medai the kilayim sadcha. Yeah. With the samach kilayim sadcha. We know the hakud also tell you kilayim. So you can't have kilayim in your field, even if you're not being sowing it. Being mekayim it is a problem. Kilayim sadcha. Okay. Now back into the Gemara. Amalei Ula L'Renachman. Says Ula L'Renachman. Now that we've established that what? Mechapa is Mishum Zereya. So then why do we say that you chayav only 8 malkias? Because there's a 9th one, meaning the Yom Tov is 2. You're being chayrish and Yom Tov, you're also being Zereya because you're being Mechapa the seeds. That's the Gemara's kash. Amalei Ula L'Renachman, the Lilkin Mishum Zereya Yom Tov. Should get malchus because of Zereya Yom, not just chayrish. So first of all, Reb Nachman said, Amalei Tana B'Shir, you're right. Taki would get 9, but Tana B'Shir, not going into the Tana said 8, but it really there's more. Straight away the Gemara asks, Amalei Tana Klani Shmein of Atam Tana B'Shir. When you say Ve'elohein Aloikin or whatever whole list, you say Tana B'Shir. But if you're telling me 8 means 8. 8 doesn't mean 9. 8 doesn't mean 10. So that's the Tana Klani Shmein. Tana Klani Shmein. The Tana says the number 8. So it goes about this. Okay. So therefore, we have a different terms. Amar Rava, or Amar Lei Rabba, said to Ola, Yes, chiluk malachas b'Shabbos, the ein chiluk malachas b'Yom. This is an important one. That you're making an assumption that that when you get malchus for doing 2 different malachas on Yom Tov, you're going to get 2 different malchus. When you do 2 different malachas, you're going to get 2 different malchus. That's based on your understanding by Shabbos. Like if you do you do 2 different malachas on Shabbos, you get two chatois. But by Yom doesn't work like that. Yesh chiluk malachas b'Shabbos, the ein chiluk malachas b'Yom. Amalei adotahim. So it shall be. See Rivan. We look at that mishum zereya. V'hanim levagamim mechapes zereya. Right? Chabura they decide mechapes zereya. So you're being chayrish and Yom plus you're being zereya. So the answer is ein chiluk malachas b'Yom. Im also shtayim shalosh malachas b'halam echad, 2 or 3 malachas in one. Halam oy also malachas sheyesh b'shtayim ein chayv elachas. Right? Yom to only chayv 1. Why? The man dam avar lechali God says the man dam who says lo yisvaru eish, which it says in Parshas Vayakel. Why saying lo yisvaru eish is one of the malachas? Why? Yeah. So there's 2 pshat. Lechali God and the lav yatz. Lechali God means to tell you that no, that in each and every single one, every single malacha, you get your own chatas. So the one who says lechali gas is it's really ein chiluk malachas b'Yom to be Yom to leyatzavar. The whole passage of Yisrael is to Yom Shabbos. So that's how we know that there's chiluk malachas b'Shabbos. You get multiple chatois, you have multiple karbones for multiple malachas b'helamakas. But by Yom there's no such passage. Commandam and Ami Avar Lavios even point to Mandam who says the reason why Lo Yisvaru Eish is singled out is to tell you that Lo Yisvaru Eish is kal, that you get a lav for lighting a fire, as opposed to skila. The nafkele chiluk malachas miva asam achas mehena. He learns chiluk malachas tak from another pasuk, asam achas mehena, which is a pasuk when you get to kares. So how do you mean to be sorry that it's ben chiv chatz kim malachas the Shabbos is doing kares v'shul gasel katos? That pasuk of asam achas mehena is talking about chatois, but in the context of if the zodin is a kares, but he parshed of asam achas mehena k'mari b'chatos. Avol yom to the chiv malchus, so the ain't the kares ain't b'chatos. Only when the zodin is kares and the shayk is chatos, so then we say. But also, Mehena tells me that you can do one of these, you get chatos, and if you did more than one, you're going to be chayv multiple chatos. Even but Yom Tov, you don't have a marker. Both psukim which are used, whether havar l'lav yatzis or havar l'chalik yatzis, Either the pasuk Lo Svareish or the pasuk also Achas Mehena is used for only to tell me when they get to Shabbos or similar things which the Zadin is a curse, but not Yom Tov, which is a Chiyuv Malchus. There's no Chilik Malachas, and therefore, true, you're being Chayish and you're being Zereb, there's only going to be one Malchus. Okay, we'll continue. Freddy Marakasha, the Ein Chilik Malachas B'Yom Tov. Is it really true that Ein Chilik Malachas B'Yom Tov? You're telling me a Klal Gadol, the Ein Chilik Malachas B'Yom Tov, like being Chayish is Zereb, you don't get two Malchus, not Nan, the Brisa. Tanya, yeah, it's a brisa. Okay. I'm a vashal gid b'cholov. Yeah, you're taking a gid hanosha and you're cooking it with milk. Okay, this goes according to my Dhamma. It says yash begidim b'noisin tam. The gid is considered real basa. So you be mevashal gid b'cholov. Number one, you be mevashal. So again, it's a count of how many malkis you're going to get. Yeah, so mevashal gid b'cholov b'yom tov. Cooking a gid on cholov on yom tov. And then you eat it like a chamish. You get 5 malkis. Why 5 malkis? First of all, obviously, there's a gid b'cholov and basa b'cholov. The other thing is that you're eating it's gonna enumerate it. Okay, we'll do it inside. Yeah. Loika mishum oichel gid. Loika because you're oichel gid anosha, which is allowed. You're not allowed to eat gid anosha. But loika mishum avashim yom. You like it because you're cooking on yom tov. Even though usually shaloi l'tzarich, even though you're usually allowed to cook for yom tov, you're only allowed to cook if it's the tzarich oichel nefesh. Shaloi l'tzarich, then it's allowed. It's allowed. You shouldn't be confused by that. There's a whole discussion of saying that's when it's talking about mitoich and it's taka tzarich yom tov. So but here it's mevashal b'yom tov tzarich. There's no tzarich at all. It's taka a excuse me. It's taka lav of cooking of doing malacha on yom tov. Only. It says what does it say? Melech is avoid lo sasu. Yeah, melech is avoid lo sasu. It means to say any malacha which isn't the tzarich oichel nefesh is allowed. And over here you're cooking shaloi l'tzarich yom tov, so it's allowed. Yeah, so you've got the eating of the git. You be mavashal yom tov shaloi tzarich. Veloike mishum mavashal gid b'chalav, meaning the issa of lo savashal basa b'chalav. Veloike mishum oichel basa b'chalav. Also being loika because you're eating basa b'chalav. Now, for another time, if anyone's wondering about how Issa can be Chalal Issa, so I believe it's not going to be discussed by the Gemara, but the Rishonim discuss Taka, how can you have one Issa being Chalal and the other Issa, how it works out with the Klalim, and it's a Kailal and so on. But over here we have Veloika Mishum Hava. The other thing is that besides for cooking, you're also lighting a fire on Yom Tov, which is also not allowed. Okay. V'im Isa says the right now. What's the problem over here? Telling me that you're being like mishum mevashal b'yom tov because of havara b'yom tov. The same act is getting you. Why is this different than before? We didn't want to say that you be chayiv 2, one for chayiv b'yom tov, one for zereh b'yom tov, because ain't chilik malachas b'yom tov, right? And we even had the rayas that ain't chilik malachas b'yom tov. So the way the Ravan explains it, the pasuk which tells me that this chilik malachas b'Shabbos can only be used for Shabbos, not b'yom. Fred Gemara, here we have a brayta which is beferish telling me that there's that there is chilik malachas b'yom tov. That you're getting one for a bishul b'yom tov, one for havara, 2 different malchus. And if it's true, you shouldn't get malchus for havara because you're getting chayiv for bishul, or the other way around, by the way. Yeah? So why get both for bishul and havara at the same time? So the Gemara Taka says you're right. I guess the Brisa only says loike chamish. It doesn't necessarily say what they were, or it does, and the kind of the magia the Brisa. I'm not sure exactly. But either way, the Gemara is saying now you're right. The cheshbon of 5 malchus isn't bishul and avara. It's another cheshbon of 5. What's the cheshbon? Apik avara va'ayel gid anosha shal neveru. Talking about unique case, you won't just be mevashal a gid. You're being mevashal a gid anosha of nevela, and then when you eat it, you're eating basa b'chalav, you're eating gid anosha, and also you're eating nevela. So there's 3 eatings, and then you're also being like for being mevashal basa b'chalav and being mevashal in yom. Okay, so that's 5. Taka ein chilik malachas b'yom. Ready Markasha. Vatani Reb Chia loike shtayma chilas v'shal shabishul. A very nice pshat. Reb Chia said that with regards to this brisa that the 5 split up in such a way that you get 2 malchus for eating and 3 for cooking, which would be very nice if we would say that you'd be mavashal on Yom Tov and you'd be maver b'Yom Tov, so you're doing active, it's cooking, and you're being mavashal basa b'chalav, and the 2 are eating eating the kid and eating basa b'chalav. But now you're telling me that it's gid shal nevela comes out there's 3 for eating and 2 for cooking. Cooking bas b'chalav, cooking in Yom Tov, but you're having 3 for eating: gid, nevela, and bas of eating. So how's that fit with Rabbi who said clearly, loik ishtayim al achilas in shalosh abishulav. If it's true what you're saying, it's the other way around. It's shalosh al achilas ayukayim. Hello, so therefore we say it can't be git hanosha. It can't be git on the vela because then you don't have your three for you don't have your 2 for achila and 3 for bishul. You're having 3 for achila. Ela apik havara va'ayil atze Hashem. Take out havara, in other words, because ein chila malachas b'yamta. The wood that you're using to burn, as fuel for your fire, which you're cooking with, is atzi asher. It's wood of the asher tree, and we know that's allowed. You're not allowed to have hana from asher trees. The law is from the person. Either biyad chamoma is talking about be'er and dachas, but I assume it. Anything to do with avodah zarah, you're not allowed to have hana. Okay. Freddy Gemara Kasha, Ravaka Beidra, Amad Ravaka Beidra, Rashi. If that's the case, we look at Mishum Leisavi Tevel Bisacha. All very nice. You found me Atzia Sher, but there's going to be another problem with Atzia Sher, not only of having Hana, but you're not allowed to bring it in your house. Now, if I was to answer the Gemara's question, I'm just thinking, I would say, well, that's not part of your cooking. You did that earlier. I don't know. The Maisa, the Gemara says, okay, you're right. You can't say it's talking about Atzia Sher. Allah for my skin to Bishlu. The Atzei Hekdesh. You didn't use Atzei Asher because then it would be an extra 6th level bringing the Sayevel Bisacha, bringing the Atzei Asher into your house. But rather you cooked it with Atzei Hekdesh. How do you know you're not allowed to have an oil? Where's the Azhara on the lav? Which tells me you're going to get Malchus for Atzei Hekdesh. It says in the Pasuk Ashireim Tis from the age. The Asher trees you have to burn with fire. Don't do Lashem. I mean to say that you're not allowed to use wood of Hekdesh and burn it because that's okay. So let's see a revolve. Loik mishum mavashal. The bottom, the last Rashi on the Chafala on the base. Loik mishum mavashal. Give b'yoyim toiv. One is you be mavashal give in Yom Tov. You know the Yom Tov issue. Or mishum mavashal b'chol ksava yesh begin days time. Plus they svash because you can't eat them. And this is just explaining why you get 2 lamb for the bas. One for cooking, one for eating, because it's 3 separate lois savashal. Each one tells me different. Isra bas b'chol achila no bish. Then the question is mishum havara. You being like mishum havara. Problem is, ein chila malach b'yom, right? So you see here yesh chila malach b'yom. Yeah, but you'll never have a mavash chavetz ravai chayam. The mavash mavash all the malachas. 2 people were doing it for sure. Al mechayim shiyot t'shtayim of our vision. Im yis havara v'chayim v'chayim mishum mavash. So Mor says putting gida nosh on the veil. They're like happy shum the veil shal. Being like because he's eating the veil. So he said that's very nice with the number 5, but it's not okay with where Chiu says that you're being like a sholish al bishulim, which makes sense. Sorry, Chiu says sholish al bishulim. Exactly what sholish al bishulim? Bishul bas b'chol. Bishul shaloi letzorich yamte. Davar shaloi letzorich. Or shtayim al achilas achilas give achilas bas b'chol. Emi yisef. It's true the mafkas avar ayalas achilas nevel hava. It's a gimel al achilas. Azor is like the malach masreim tisrufun lo eish lo isasim kela shamer. Okay, that's basically it. Base on Madala by the 2 dots, and we'll continue revision next week. We have basically 5 more.